Hello YouTubers, this week's video I'll be replacing the tip on my Orvis Fly Rod. I'll also be testing out that tip on the Muskegon River at Henning Park.
Hello YouTubers. Well, today what we're doing is I had a little accident, as I mentioned in my last video, where I broke my tip of my rod, and this was my new Orvis Fly Rod, so I was rather disappointed in it. And so after doing some checking around, I was able to get online and I ordered, it's an OJY and Dolly repair fishing rod tip kit. I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but hopefully you can. Now the kit comes with several different things. It's got some thread, which I won't be using. Also has some tape, same thing with that. It has some UV resin. It also has a UV light, and that's got a keychain on it, or a key ring on it, that you can hook. Make sure you have this on your tackle box. It also has about 3 or 4 assorted sizes of fishing tips, and that I've got right here. That's the one I'm going to be using. I also have some sandpaper, and it has a glue stick. So now, as other items I'm going to have that I'm going to use in my own is, one, I've got a lighter, and then I've got some alcohol swabs. They also suggest having pliers. However, since I broke this off, I cut it off clean with some cutters, so I'm not going to need pliers to pull it off. Now, what you would be using the pliers for is you would use your lighter and you'd heat up the end of your tip. And that's if you had to remove the tip. Then the next thing you would do is you'd use your pliers to pull the tip off. Again, we don't have to do that. So after that, you would take an alcohol swab or prep pad, and you clean off the end of the tip or end of the rod, just to make sure that you got everything off of it as far as the glue. For giggles and grins, I'm going to do that anyway. Even though I've got a clean cut, I'm going to use my alcohol swab, and I'm just going to make sure that that whole thing is all clean and free of any kind of debris and also any oils. The next thing that you're going to do is you'll take your little piece of sandpaper, fold it over, and I'm going to rough this up. And that makes sure that you'll have something for the glue to stick to, and it'll be it's going to be ready to take any kind of adhesive. Now, next thing you want to do is, after you've sanded it, I'm going to kind of wipe it all off again. And then you're going to take your glue stick and a lighter, and you want to heat this up. And you want to get it nice and malleable so you can put it on your rod tip. You want to make sure you get plenty of it on there. And you also want to make sure that you have it on your tip. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to light this up, heat it up a little bit more, because it might have cooled down. So I'm heating it up a little bit. Don't worry about access. And we're going to slip this in onto the end, making sure that you have your eyelet or your tip lined up. Once that's on there, we'll let that sit and dry. And again, don't worry about having any excess. You can peel that off. See, and I'm peeling this off a little bit. And we'll let her dry. Now that I've got that all peeled off, I'm going to use my alcohol swab, and I'm going to kind of clean off the rest of that. Make sure she's all nice and neat. So now you can see she's lined up pretty good. Now I've given it plenty of time to dry, and I've got everything all scraped off there as far as any extra glue. Very easy to do. Now I'm going to take my UV resin, and I'm going to use that. The important thing to remember is when you put it on, be very gentle, because otherwise it'll glob up on you. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here. Okay, one thing I have to remind you, I didn't see it in the original instructions, but you have to clip the top off of this. And you just put it very gently on your rod tip here. Don't try to do too much, because like I said, it will glob up. So I'll do that very easily. And you want to go all the way around it. Okay, then you take your UV light and you want to go around that too. And just go all the way around it very slowly so it evens everything out. Make sure I get it. And that looks nice and even there. Okay. Now, once that's been on there a little bit and it's dried out, you're all set. Another thing that's inside the book, or inside the box, is your instructions, which will tell you step by step of what you need to do. It tells you to find the best tip, and that best tip is going to be, whatever fits on the tightest, so it's not too sloppy. Tells you how you want to burn your stick, and then you put the glue, you glue the rod tip, and you insert the tip into the guide hole. Now it tells you here you wrap the thread as well to get after the glue is solid. Once it's done, then you coat the thread using a UV resin. We didn't do that today. And so I may go back and just do it myself.
The reason I didn't wrap the tip with thread is because the instructions that I was following didn't do so. I kind of had a second thought and disagreed.
Okay, tubers, one other thing. I went back and I did put the thread on. It kind of cleans it up a little bit and makes it a little smoother on the end. There is a little barb that kind of sticks up from your tip, and I wanted to make sure that that gets covered up so I don't have any snags at the end. So that should be all nice and clean now. Well, YouTubers, I'm back down here at Henning Park. I've done some repair on my fly rod, and it's a pretty sunny day. It's in the 60s, so I thought I'd kind of give it a shot and see if I can try my luck. Couple disadvantages is, one, I'm at the boat launch, so that has a tendency to kind of scare away the fish. But again, I'm just kind of playing around again and trying to hone my skills in and to see what I can do. Take a couple of hours and have some fun.
Well, I had a little encouragement because I saw one jump. Unfortunately, nothing really happened after that.
I think we're going to ramp this one up. Standing on this angle, my back is bothering me. So we'll roll her up here. I don't know if I'm going to go anyplace else. Well, tubers, we gave it a shot. Didn't do too well. At least I know that the tip of my, or the new tip of my fly rod is working. And I just got to kind of get back into the swing and how to do the casting. So, started catching on towards the end. Like I said, that bank has a little bit too much of an angle and it's giving my back some problems. So I don't know if I'll bring a stool down there next time or if I'll go to a different spot. I've got a couple of places in mind. So I know this is probably like a little short video, but I've got another one I'm going to put up first and I might just tag it to that. So we'll give it a shot and we'll talk to you next time.
It is my hopes that if you ever break the tip off your fly rod or your fishing rod, that this video might be of some help to you as far as getting it repaired. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And most of all, thanks for watching. And again, feel free to leave any kind of a comment. And whether you like it or not, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. It doesn't matter. I want to know what your opinion is.